Anyway guys, welcome back to the channel, and I've got like two things to share with you guys today. Number one is a rather bad experience that I had with the BETAFPV Air 65, not because of the quad, it was all on me. Number two is something that excites me the most during this rainy season, because I've been preparing this prior to the content for about 2 to 3 weeks, and now it is finally done. If you have been following the channel, you should know by the end of the review video of the BETAFPV Air 65 that I did earlier, I almost killed it. This survived until today, or maybe until just now, when I actually rip off the UFL connector. I can guarantee you that it is still fixable at that particular moment until this smartass here decided to go way smarter than he is, and he tried the direct solder of the UFL antenna to the 4-in-1 board, and then I killed it. But if you're new to the channel and you are interested to find out the review video of the BETAFPV Air 65 I did, do check it out in the link from the description below. And now, let's get on to how I killed the board. First, being a total noob with electronics and soldering, I went on a tutorial research, found many great ones out there, but there is one that I need to specially mention, which is from Neotil, one on Reddit, which is extremely detailed, and I think it is extremely helpful for anyone who has the skill to do it. Not me, of course. I told you I killed the board while doing it. Then I found out that I do not have extra UFL socket with me, but I do have a few dead tinywhoop boards, so I went out and tried my best to desolder the UFL socket from it, but it did not went well. So the next plan is to do a direct solder of the UFL antenna onto the 4-in-1 board. And that requires even better skills and also better eyes, which I do not have. And yep, I blew it. I literally blew it. The moment I connected the LiPo, it went kaboom, and I got this hole on my finger. And it left me with no choice but to use the BETAFPV 5-in-1 AIO that I have with me, and it was supposed to be used on the 75mm build that I was planning, but since I'm waiting for the RC in power models to arrive, I will just put it into the Air 65. I was really deciding whether to use or not to use, or not to use. But ended up I still use it to revive the Air 65. And there we go, here is the all new 5-in-1 AIO from BETAFPV. So apart from the AIO itself, we have the dongle, which is now an extra to me. And we have the bag of screws and the rubber grommets for you to mount onto the frame itself, the UFL antenna, and then we also have the pigtail BT 2.0 from BETAFPV. Now let's dive straight to the board swapping. I think everything got easier compared to the last 2 months because I've been fiddling with all these tinywhoops for so long, and yeah, it got easier. All we need to do is pre-tin the board, and then after that we just desolder whatever which is from the 4-in-1 and then solder it back to the 5-in-1 board. Now that we are done with all the soldering job, we will head on to copy back the CLI file from BETAFPV into this new board. There's not much to be done here on Betaflight apart from copying the CLI from BETAFPV themselves and then set it all up and the usual setup method, and then we can bind the quad to our radio and now send it flying. Ta-da! The Air 65 is all fixed up, and I've been flying with the HQ Ultralight prop since the day I fixed it, almost about 100 packs or so before I do this content. And yup, if you ask me what is the difference between the original jam fan props that came together with the Air 65 Race Edition, I will tell you I cannot feel any difference as a noob. And another issue I found out about the 5-in-1 board is the binding. It tends to get disconnected at times, or it tends to not bind at times, but what I need to do is just to bind them again on the radio itself, and it works perfectly fine. Apart from that, I don't think there's any major issue with the all-new 5-in-1 board. So here's some flight video for you to enjoy before we go on with the DIY LED gates. And we are back to build some LED gates for our indoor whooping because of this rainy season, and also prepare ourselves to have some great fun during the winter. So let's talk about the conduit pipe first. How do you want to bend it to shape? You will need this, which is called a spring bender. You see, a spring bender. All you need to do is insert it into the conduit pipe, and then you start bending it. See? You start bending it. See? You start bending it. See? Ah, shit, this is too short to bend. It's so hard to bend. Okay, there's another way to bend this, which is using your knee, all right? If you're like me, a weak guy, just put it on your legs and then start bending it. 1, slowly, 2, 3. Hopefully you guys can see. Okay, now you have it all bent, and then see? What happens if you bend the conduit pipe without the spring bender? This, I've actually bent it with the spring bender. So if you do not have a spring bender, it will eventually just, see? This is what happens when you do not have a spring bender. And if you think that it is still very hard for you to bend this guy, you can actually use a hair dryer to make sure that it is a little bit hot. Then it will help in bending properly and also nicely. But me, I was just using my legs. Yeah. So, spring bender to bend the conduit pipe. Oh yeah, another thing. I've seen a lot of people using saw to saw the conduit pipe. Don't waste your strength on it. Get this. This is a PVC pipe cutter. See? It is so easy to cut it off. And it's nice. Now that we know how to cut and also how to bend the conduit pipes, it's time for us to connect the conduit pipe so that it forms a gate so that we can zoom past it. This is the connector that I've actually 3D printed, and also with the help of my friend to design it out. I've actually left the bottom to be open so that we can have the end of the LED strip to come out from here, and the wiring will come on the side so that it will stand still on the ground even without much support on either end of it. So yeah, I'll leave the link down for you guys to download this if you want, and if you've got the time to 3D print yourself. But disclaimer, the hole here is not exactly fit. It might be a little bit loose or might be a little bit tight. I'm still new to 3D printing, and yes, thank you FPV, because FPV has taught me so much. I know how to solder now, and I know how to at least 3D print these connectors. And finally, the LED strip. I've chosen this 5-watt LED strip with the USB-A connector so that I can power it using a small power bank and make this gate extremely portable, and I can move it around without the need to look for power point to power the LED up. Now, let me just show you guys how I did the whole thing, and then we will move on for some flying. I'll just disassemble this first. So what we need to do to build this is just, after that bend, you need to connect the connectors that you'll be downloading, right? So this is a little bit hard, but it's better to be stiff rather than loose. You know what I meant. And first we'll work through the loop. Right? All you need to do is just insert this guy in, just bring it in, put it in, put it in. Yep. Just let it slide. You do not need to really go that fast in, because sometimes it gets stuck in there. So when it gets stuck, what you need to do is just wiggle it a little bit for the connector to drop out by itself. Yeah. Now to the other end of the connector, what you need to do is to put this in and make sure the connector comes down from the bottom. Can you see? Yeah, make sure the connector comes down from the bottom, and then you just need to connect them back out. And the only thing left to do right now is just to connect this back up, and we can power it up with our power bank, and we're all good to go. And ta-da! Is littered. Well, apart from this gate, I've also built myself a cube using everything the same, right? But the connector on the cube is actually a three-way connector. I'll also leave down the link below if you guys want to download it. And in each of the connectors, there's hole cut out on both sides so that LED strip ends, you can have the wire coming out from there and not inside the tube. And now we're left with one thing to do, which is to show you my playground. And we get the bling blings.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get on safe.
My nuts? Oh, my whoop nuts.
6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy.
Right, we have the S75. And we have the Infinity Loop, H live stream ongoing. Oh fuck! Alright, I think I can't fly this guy anymore. I've got like a loose wire on the receiver after that crash, that many crash. And thank you to Infinity Loops and H since his live stream is on right now. I'll be continuing to watch that. And also, of course, big thank you to Silly Butter, Prop Junkie, and also Great Scott for the chat earlier. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Remember to subscribe.